doing, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. How did you know? Oh my God, what is this? Uh-oh.
This is Thomas the goat.
Thomas the goat. Oh, okay. I love it. Hey, Thomas. How you doing? Yeah. He loves it out here. Carefully, maybe dinner later.
Thomas,
What is
can
this?
I offer you a little bit of strudel?
Strudel. I was looking for strudel in the back.
It's ready now.
Okay. Good for us. A little. My goodness. Hello, everybody. Good to be here. You know, I've been thinking about coming to MAD for 18 years, or was it? When
It's a while.
when you started dreaming about MAD, I started wanting to come here. That's how close we were, right? His dreams were my reality. But thank you, René, for inviting me.
Let me set the stage here a
Allow
little
me
bit.
to be here. Thank your team as well for doing such a great job. Matt Orlando, thank you for a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Chef. And thank all of you for taking the time. I know a lot of you traveled great distances like myself to come and enjoy this beautiful
Chef.
weather here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How does it feel?
Here.
How does it feel to be the goat?
You call me the goat. I don't call myself the goat, but I'm grateful that you think I am. I appreciate it. Another cheers. Built to last, guys. Built to last.
So I have
Is this
questions here.
this is biodynamic, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You want it like this?
They want to put something across my lips. That was it, right? It's all good.
Thomas, it's kind of crazy that I'm sitting here and I have to speak to you like this because I'll tell you the story. So I was at El Bulli many years ago, and in the door steps in this incredibly pale American.
Pale. Thank you. Wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you.
Somebody else.
But he looked lost, and I went up to him and I said, "Hey, can I help you?" And he said, "Yes, my name is Grant Achatz, and I'm the sous chef at the French Laundry." I said, "Okay, no problem."
Come on in.
And I sort of took care of him, and as a present, he gave me the French Laundry cookbook, which had just come out at that time. And I remember flicking through the pages of this book, thinking to myself, I need to be there. This is honestly the feeling I had. And Grant, he organized for me to go to the French Laundry. Meanwhile, he left to go live in Chicago. And I came to Yountville. I stayed at the Pink Palace, it was called.
Still is.
Still is the Pink Palace,
Yep.
with a chef called Timothy Hollingsworth. We were roommates.
There you go.
Another
Somebody
LA
knows
chef.
Timothy. Paula.
And I got to spend some time there. It was the first time I traveled abroad. I never thought I would go to America. In fact, I remember the first day I was going to work. The Pink Palace is 700 meters from the French Laundry, and everyone drove to work. I remember that, thinking to myself.
It's
and
California.
And they drove 300 meters by the restaurant to park to walk back. And I thought that was so funny. But
Yeah.
I stepped into the French Laundry. You had a garden. The Petersons were taking care of a garden.
Yes.
Every day people would go and get the fresh produce. I remember you showing me a suckling pig, and you telling me, "Do you have this in Denmark?" And I lied. I said, "Yes, we do." I did. I had to lie because I was so ashamed. Like, no, we cannot get this sort of produce. And it was mind-opening to me back then. And you were at the forefront, and I think we forget often where things come from. But back then, so many years ago, 25 years ago, or whatever it is, maybe even 30 soon.
30.
Yeah, you were doing the farm-to-table movement. And I just want to thank you for being a part of my life and pushing me in the right direction. And it kind of feels surreal for me to be sitting here speaking to you. But
Well, thank you.
I want to ask you.
But you all know that we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, right? So as much as I appreciate what René says about his time at the French Laundry and what he got from that, you know, there was those times in my life, in my career, that I could point to those who I stand on the shoulders of. And this wonderful thing about our profession is that we're so interconnected, generationally after generation after generation. And I love that.
Yeah, me too. And I think we feel it today in this tent, how we're speaking about the things that people leave and how we have to take the best of that and shape it into something new. But if we go back in time, I mean, you're still a very young man, and you're dashingly handsome. You're like the chef version of George Clooney. It's unbelievable how good you look, actually, Thomas Keller. It must be all that Californian Zinfandel.
Right.
You look striking. Laura, you're a lucky man.
Sleep, diet, and exercise. 3 things to longevity.
Sleep, diet, and exercise. Yep. You say those 3 words, and they are sort of the anti-chef way of being. Right?
Right.
Seriously, built to last.
Sure. Yeah.
Sleep, say it again.
Sleep, diet, and exercise.
Sleep, diet, and exercise. That has to be one of the lessons.
The key to longevity.
Yeah. And the key to also being a healthy individual.
Yep.
But back to the beginning.
Sure. The beginning.
Even before that.
Okay. Oh, wow.
What is your first memory of a meal?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because I didn't grow up in that kind of tight-knit family environment where we would all get together around tables, a dinner table at night, and share a meal. My mother worked at night, and I was the youngest of 5 boys. My parents separated when I was quite young, and so I was raised by a single parent who wasn't really a great cook, even though she tried on those special occasions. But nonetheless, she worked at night, so I was fed mostly by my brothers, my older brothers, who gave us whatever was available, from Chef Boyardee's SpaghettiOs to Swanson's TV dinners, Beans and Franks, whatever. That's kind of what I grew up with. My mother, on the other hand, occasionally would make a standing prime rib. It was either Christmas or New Year's. Those were kind of the times of the holidays where we actually sat down together. And I remember, and all of you know what the decal is on the prime rib, or the calotte, right? It's called in French. I never got that when I was a kid because my brothers would always get it before me, but I swore one day I would be able to eat that. So that's kind of my memory of dining at home. I didn't really think about food until I was in my late teens or early 20s. And I didn't think seriously about food either. It was more or less a job.
Was food just nutrition, or was it just something you just did?
Just did. I mean, growing up, middle-class American, eating convenience foods was kind of where I was.
So what happened?
My mother made me the head chef, the lead cook of a private yacht club in Palm Beach. Thank God. So we think about these decisions that are made. Significance of one decision. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And sometimes and all of you woke up this morning and decided what shoes you were going to put on. Wasn't really a significant decision, was it? Didn't change your life.
To some it is. Let me tell you.
But sometimes those significant decisions are made by others, and in most cases, when we're young, they're made by our parents. In this case, my mother, who told me that I was going to be the lead cook in this private club, which is mostly lunch, cooking, things like eggs Benedict, omelets, hamburgers, flank steak, very simple things. And so that was the decision she made for me. And of course, what do you say to your mother? Same thing you say as a chef. Yes, no problem.